So I just got off the phone with one of my homegirls, right? And she called me. Well, she texted me first. She was like, call me when you get a chance. So I was like, ooh, I hope everything okay. When I saw the text, I ended up calling her and I was like, what's going on? She was like, I need your advice about something. So I was like, okay. Y'all might remember if you've been following along with my videos, I was talking about a guy that I used to work with passing away. And my friend calling to tell me that he passed away. She was working with him. And basically, she was saying that his position is open. And her manager wanted her to apply for the position. So she wanted to know if she should apply for the position. So I'm like, well, is it more money? What are you going to be doing? And she said that it would be more money, but the work that she was going to be doing, she didn't feel like she was basically prepared or ready for that. So I was like, girl. And me and her used to work together. We are now friends. I said, girl, you remember how we used to get it in? All the stuff we used to do when we worked together, all the experience that we gained. And she was like, yeah, I know. I just feel like I just don't know. I don't know if I should apply for the position or not. She was like, I just don't know if I'm ready because it's gonna be just more that she would have to do and more that she feel that she would need to know. So I asked her, I said, are they going to train you? She was like, yeah. And they'll pay for me to go get certifications. So I'm like, girl, go for it. So I asked her this, I said, what is it that's stopping you? And her response was, what's stopping me is my fear of failing. So what I instantly responded with was, because you are scared, because you have that fear, that is your indication that you need to do it anyway. You need to go apply anyway. I was telling her that, you know, success don't always come from our comfort zones. And I'm like, I know you, I work with you. I know how you work. I know your mindset. I know your work ethic. I know the type of person that you are. You can get in there, get that position, learn what you need to learn, and dominate. I know you can. And I'm like, I know you will be scared because you don't know what to expect, but you got to believe in yourself. We've done harder things. We've done hard things. The place that we used to work, and I'm so appreciative for the place that we work because even though it had its issues like any other company, we learned so much. We learned, we touched so much. And for those of you that don't know, I work in IT. And me and this friend of mine, we work together. We're females. No shade or nothing. We're black. We're African American females. This is not common for us. You don't see many people my color working in this field. And then the position that she's going to be moving into, it's definitely more males than females working on this side of the IT field. So I told her, I said, listen, I know you might be scared. I know you might have fear. I know you might have doubt. But for me, do this for me. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. But for me, I want you to have confidence, believe in yourself. Do not go in there and tell them people you don't have the experience because you do. Even if it's not the experience on the level that the job is going to be, you still have the experience. I know because we was hands-on doing this all the time. So don't I said go in there and have confidence. And the reason why I told her this is because I was telling her it was a job that I worked for before I moved to Georgia, a gas company in Mississippi where I'm from that I worked for. And I was literally the only person working in IT for the company in Mississippi. So my whole territory was Mississippi. I had Mississippi and I had like one office in Louisiana that I had to support. I was scared. I was nervous. I did stuff in that position that I never did in my life. I had to install um, equipment inside of the work trucks. I remember to this day when I actually got the job, or I started out as a contractor, and the lady that was training me told me, she said, she asked me did I want her position. I was like, who, me? She was like, yeah, I'm about to retire. So I was like, okay, cool. So when we started training, when she started training me, and we went out to them trucks, and she started pulling this equipment out and then putting equipment in the truck. She was pulling the old equipment out, putting the new equipment in. I was like, I'm not a, I remember like yesterday, I said, I'm not a mechanic. I don't work on vehicles. She told me, she said, listen, if you want to learn, she said, this is part of the job. If you want to learn this, I can teach it to you. You can learn it. But at the end of the day, it is part of the job. So I went home, I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Let's do it. I learned it, I mastered it, I became great at it. I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I took notes, I learned, I asked questions, and I ended up doing it well. And so I was telling her that you will have fear. It will be fear of the unknown because you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what to expect. But how will you know if you don't give yourself a chance? You don't give yourself an opportunity. And I told her to do this for me because it was times in my career that I did not speak up for myself. It was times that I settled. It was times that I didn't have confidence and I had so much experience. And I told her, I remember like yesterday, I remember, getting the position, making really good money. And the guy that I referred the job to that I used to work with, he got the position after me, which is great. Great guy, great worker. I consider him a friend. He went in there and told me what he went in there and asked him for, the money that he asked him for. He got like thousands of dollars more than I did. I was settling for less. It was good money, don't get me wrong, but they could have gave me more. They gave him more. But the difference between me and him is that he had the confidence, he had the belief. He went in there knowing who he was and what value he brought to the table. And so I told her to do this for me because it's something that I didn't do. I didn't step up for myself. I didn't ask for my money. I didn't have the confidence. I would just go with the flow. I would not negotiate things. And I told her, I said, when you go in there and you conversate or have an interview, you have confidence. You speak like you know what you're talking about because you do. Don't think that just because you don't have the experience that you think you're supposed to have, that the experience that you do have don't matter. I said, so do this for me. If you do decide to apply, you do get interviewed, or you do have conversations, I said, please have confidence. Don't shrink. Don't play small. You let them people know, hey, this is what I know. And if it's something that I need to go learn, I'm willing to learn, but I know what I know. Take all of the experience that you have learned up until this point and have confidence and believe that you know enough. You know more than the person that has no IT experience. We've been doing this for years. We've been doing this for years. And I'm like, not only that, you being black, you being, your age, this is great for you. This can open up so many doors for you. And she was like, you right. You right. I'm like, I believe in you. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. I believe in you and I know you can do it. I work with you. I seen you on the front line. Me and you together, making it do what it do. And so I just wanted to come out here and share the message because it's somebody else out there that might need this. It's somebody else that's probably playing small or probably scared. You might just be scared. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to fear failure. But you won't know until you know. You won't know until you know. And I'm telling her, I'm like, that's your that's your sign right there. And not only that, I told her that because you're scared, you need to do it anyway. She laughed, but I said when she told me at the end of the conversation that the position is gonna close at the end of the day today. Her manager called her this morning and asked, Was she gonna apply? And not only that, but he told her, I got the job open for you and you're gonna get the job. You got the job. I'm like, girl, that is your sign. I'm like, that's your sign. At the end of the day, she was like, well, I'm gonna sit and think on it and pray on it. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Go pray. Go sit with yourself. Go do all the stuff you need to do. I'm like, but please don't let fear talk you out of such a great opportunity, an opportunity to move up, an opportunity to advance in this career. It's, I mean, it means a lot. I'm like, this is amazing for you. This is great for you, especially where we came from. We started at the bottom. We started at the bottom, and when I got off the phone with her, I started like, I got emotional because I know where we came from. I know how it was for us. I know, especially where we come from, y'all. I'm from Mississippi, and an opportunity like that don't come around that often. Money like that, jobs like that do not fall in your lap that often. It really don't. You usually have to move out of state to land a decent job that pays really well. It's not to say that it's not any out there, because it is, but it don't happen that often. And so this coming from a person who let the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown stop me from speaking up sometimes, from stepping up sometimes. And that's not to say that I didn't have the heart to do things, because I'm a person that I'll quit some in a minute and go start something new. It's just that it was times where I should have spoken out. It was times where I should have asked for more. It was times where I was overworked and underpaid, and I would go home and cry about it, but wouldn't say nothing at work. I wouldn't go speak to my boss or my supervisor about it. I wouldn't have the hard conversations that needed to be had. And when you're an adult, you got to be able to have those hard conversations. And I was running from that. I ran from it a lot. And sometimes to this day, I struggle with it. But I'm trying to get better. I'm working on getting better. I'm working on articulating myself around certain people, saying what need to be said in a respectful way. That's not to say, I know in my last video, I was saying, you just gotta not give a fuck, but you still gotta have respect. I never tell y'all to go be disrespectful, go disrespect anybody. Have respect, do it in a respectful way, but you gotta be able to say what need to be said. You gotta be able to express yourself. You got to be able to articulate yourself. And I told her, like, just go in there and have confidence. Stand up, be proud, be bold, be confident, be courageous. Don't sleep on what you know. In this field, it's so many little things, it's so many experiences, things that you could be doing, that you could have done, that you could speak on, that you could use in an interview, that you could say that you helped somebody with, that you might think it's not enough. You might think it's not enough. And I'm glad, I thank God that, you know what I'm saying, God placed me on her heart for her to call me. Because in that moment, I was like, man, I'm so glad she called me, because I know that what I told her is what she needed. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I just don't feel like I got the experience. I'm like, but you do. Do you not remember? We was changing VLANs. We was, you know what I'm saying? Signing into switches, changing out VLANs, doing this to a port, doing that to a port, doing all the things that consist of what it is that you're gonna be doing in this job. Do you not remember that? She was like, you right. You right. And it's just so great to be able to be that friend for a friend in need, and to be able to share this message with y'all. I think I'm grateful that it happened, because I instantly was like, I gotta make this a video. I gotta go talk about this. I gotta encourage somebody, because there's somebody else out there that's scared, that's afraid. You don't know what's on the other side, but you won't know until you know. And then hey, if it don't work out, life goes on. You could try again, or you could just, you know what I mean, pivot. But don't talk yourself out of an opportunity because you scared of failing. It's beauty in the unknown sometimes. So that's all I have for today. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you. If you are listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Y'all make sure y'all check the description box below where I have additional resources for you, and you already know what I'm about to say. If you have not looked in the mirror and told yourself anything nice today, I'm gonna need you to go look your butt in the mirror and tell yourself something nice because you deserve it. I love you, but God love you more. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.